Let's finish off 2022 with a bang. First, we'd like to thank everyone as a record number of you took advantage of our Thanksgiving 7-day special. We hope you enjoyed the convenience of getting your favorite handicappers plays daily during the hectic holiday weekend. And we also know that December can be a frenzied month with the holidays and all the sports in play. In the spirit of the season and due to the success of the Thanksgiving special, we are now offering a rest of the calendar year special to get every NFL, college bowl game, NBA, NHL, or any other sport your favorite handicap releases through December 31st for only $1.99. The early bird really does catch the worm for this special as it starts the day you sign up. No coupon is needed and you pay only $1.99 today or pay $1.99 in a few days. The choice is simple. Let's have a great ending to 2022.
What's that?
Welcome into the Happy Hour Kickoff Show here, College Football Bowl Season Edition. I am Drew Martin, stepping in for Joe Ranieri. Well-deserved day off. It is his birthday as well. On Twitter at Joe Ranieri if you want to wish him one. Feel free to comment below. Please smash that like button if you're liking the content. We got 4 bowl games coming up here. December 21st. That's Wednesday. USA versus Western Kentucky. Air Force, Baylor, Houston, UL Lafayette, and Wake Forest, Missouri is what we're breaking down on today's show. Jimmy Adams, top right corner of your screen. We got Bryan Power, Tony Finn, and again, guys, I am Drew Martin. So 4 games, break it down, getting after it here, guys. Jimmy, starting off with you, Wednesday, December 21st, the New Orleans Bowl. We got Caesars Superdome here, South Alabama, Western Kentucky, 56 being the total, -4 in the hook. That's the Jaguars of USA up against this Western Kentucky team. You like it anything in the Big Easy on Wednesday?
Yeah, I do a lot, Drew. I'll be on South Alabama here. This is a Jags team having by far their best season since joining FPS in 2012, 10-2 on the year. And let's take a look at those 2 losses. One was to UCLA on the road by 1, and the other was to a very good Troy team. Other than that, this team's winning games by a touchdown or more on a pretty consistent basis. Look, the defense is fantastic. They're giving up just 304.5 yards per game, and they rank 5th on at 88.7. On the offensive side, the ground game, very strong, one of the best in the nation as well, and they don't turn the ball over much either. Western Kentucky, look, they're going to throw it a ton. They're probably going to get their yards through the air, but USA is going to be able to control the clock through the ground game, and I fully expect them to roll to a cover here, Drew.
Like it, Jimmy. Good start here. Bryan, coming to you next. South Alabama, Western Kentucky, New Orleans, late night Wednesday. You got any bets you firing away on?
I haven't decided yet, Drew, but well, I'll add this to the South Alabama discussion. This is a program that's never won a bowl game before. So Jimmy mentioned, how it's their best year since becoming an FBS program. I'm sure that's a line they'd like to add to their resume. He talked about the defense. It's very good. We need to mention the Western Kentucky quarterback situation here. A little awkward where Austin Reed had 1 foot out the door and now he's back. Tremendous numbers. And I'm sure the Hilltoppers are glad he's playing here because the rest of their quarterback room had only a combined 17 pass attempts between them. But how is that situation going to be navigated? I would be inclined to agree with Jimmy that South Alabama is going to win this game. I have not decided yet, though, if I want to lay the points here. The number has come up. So that's where I'm at. I'm pretty confident because of the fact they've never won a bowl game. Motivation's key this time of year. South Alabama's going to be the more motivated side. It's just a question of whether or not I want to lay those points. It's favorite or pass right now here on Friday.
Yeah, Bryan, interesting situation with the quarterback, Austin Reed. His numbers were great, like Bryan touched on, but it was really pass-happy offense. I don't know, Tony. I actually saw him in person when they went to Jordan Hare and played Auburn. I wasn't very impressed with him. I mean, he wasn't a very athletic guy, not very big, didn't throw the ball that well down the field. So I don't know, really how much, even how to handicap that, because he leaves, then he comes back. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? Kind of weird, but South Alabama, Western Kentucky, what are you thinking here, Tony?
Yeah, I think at this level, Not that I'm not trying to discredit or discount this level of football, but at this level of football, it is difficult to handicap exactly what you just outlined. Let's say perhaps that narrow loss at UCLA in week 3 should have been interpreted that we were discounting South Alabama, or maybe that they were better than we thought, or they did a few things in the offseason. A few players grew farther, larger, bigger, stronger than we anticipated. This is one of these games that that they're a team likes to throw the ball around the field, but really this is two good defenses. I think defense. While many of our peers I've spoke to during the last week, kind of that little lapse we had time to talk about football and bowl games, like the Jaguars, like South Alabama. They like South Alabama and thought that maybe their offense was going to be the difference in this game. Listen, I think this is a low-scoring game. I don't like a high-scoring game here. I like the under the total in this, and I would prefer to be taking the points here, Drew. I mean, I don't have a position in this game officially for clients, but that would be my stance if you ask me to go to the window today and make a push across the counter.
All right, one game in the books, guys. We got 3 left here. Best bets at the end, as always. Air Force and Baylor up next. This is the Armed Forces Bowl. Bryan, starting off with you here. Amon G. Carter Stadium, Fort Worth, Texas. Total of 49. We're seeing -5, -5.5 at most shops here. That's the Baylor Bears. So a little Mountain West, Big 12 action. Are you liking anything in Fort Worth, Texas on Thursday, Bryan?
Baylor knows the stadium well, don't they, Drew? And I'm going to look at this 2 ways. One, numbers perspective. Over the last decade, service academies, they show up in these bowl games. 13-3 against the number, 5-1 when getting points, 3 outright wins. And then you look at Air Force, they're looking to make it back-to-back 10-win seasons for the first time in a quarter century. So they've got motivation. As for Baylor, look, I'm 42 now, working hard to bring all the people some winners, just like everybody is. But once upon a time, I was a slacker, okay? Like when I was in college. And you know what I would not have wanted to do when I was in college, guys, is work on defending the triple option 3 days before Christmas. I think it's a no-show from the Baylor defense. By the way, they just got rid of their defensive coordinator. On top of that, how excited are they to be going to a stadium that they play in, every other season? Yeah, from a numbers perspective, if this was a regular season game, it'd be insane that Baylor would only be a 5.5-point favorite against Air Force. But it's not a regular season game; it's a bowl. I think Air Force shows up, and Baylor probably does not.
Bryan, love the breakdown, man. Just to double check with you, you said 13-3 last 16 military academies and bowl games.
Yes.
That was against the spread.
Yes, 13-3. The military, the service academies are in bowls. That's the run.
Wow, I like that. And Tony, coming to you next. It's one of those things with the military academies. Like it's the opposition has extra time to prepare for the triple option, which is usually a good thing. But to Bryan's point, you got to be motivated to want to learn to do that. If you're not, I'll take the triple option all day, man. What are you thinking here, Air Force and Baylor?
I have a standing rule when it comes to military academies during the bowl season. I think Bryan did a great job of laying that out because unless Army, Navy, Air Force, unless Roger Staubach comes back and plays, and one of those 3 teams is at a level where they are playing on New Year's Day, on New Year's 6, whatever the case may be, it's difficult. It's difficult to get a team because they're obviously going to be taking a team that's their equal or at least close to it to get them motivated, like you just said, for this game and to train and practice and watch film and stand and take hit after hit against the triple option is something that, as Bryan said, I definitely wouldn't want to do in December after finals when my boys are out having tequila in Tijuana, right? No, my standing rule is I'm either on the military school or I'm not in the game. And when it comes to bowls, and it's not like that comes up all the time. Not that it's significant or it matters, but that's just a rule. And as Bryan said, he gave you the numbers. It's a pretty successful rule.
Seems like it. From Tijuana, Tony there,
Yeah.
guys. I don't know if Baylor guys would be going to Tijuana. Thinking
Yeah.
maybe they
Yeah.
a little closer to Juarez. Maybe I'm not really sure what Matamoros, Mexico, but I see what you're saying there, Tony. Picking up what you're laying down. Jimmy, finish us off here, man. What do you think in Air Force and Baylor?
So I'm going against the betting market here in this game. It's not one of my stronger plays. It's going to be a pass. So let me state the obvious. I mean, it's obviously going to come down to running the football, but let me be a little bit more specific here. So Baylor's 4-0 when rushing for over 235 yards this season. Air Force is 8-0 when holding opponents to fewer than 115 yards on the ground. So something's kind of got to give here. Yes, the triple option is hard to prepare for. It's hard to defend, but it can be done. I watched Wyoming absolutely smack Air Force in the mouth earlier this season. It was kind of a shorthanded Air Force squad, and I understand that. And the rushing attack is all Air Force has, along with the strong defense. But it's not like Baylor can't play defense. They're more balanced offensively, and they're one of the few teams that I think can actually control the clock and score here. I just don't like the Drew, so it's going to be a pass for me, but I'm actually leaning towards Baylor.
He's Jimmy Adams. Check him out, wagertalk.com. We got next game up here. Tony, starting off with you, Friday, December 23rd, the Independence Bowl, Shreveport, Louisiana, Houston, and Louisiana Lafayette, the Ragin' Cajuns. Independence Stadium. This is Friday again, -7. Houston taking a little money, open 5, up to as high as 7 here, Tony. 58.5, 3 o'clock Friday action. You liking anything Houston and Louisiana Lafayette, Tony?
I'm not, for several reasons. I was part of Houston 3 times this year and was wrong every time. And the coaching changes, some of the disappointments. I thought Houston was a disappointment, at least in my orbit. They were a disappointment. I expected more from them. And when I expected more, they didn't perform. And maybe when I turned a blind eye, they did perform. But in this bowl that you just discussed right now, I was hoping that it wasn't going to be on the list today, because it was a game that I just stayed away from. It that you meet those games every once in a while, but for the audience and for you guys, if I was in this room, I would be taking the points. There's no doubt about it. Both these teams are teams I do not have my arms wrapped around, especially Louisiana. And I was wrong about Houston every single time I took a stand with them. So in situations like this, and I've done a million of these shows, as you have, it's always you play the safe, you take the safe route. That's taking the points, guys.
Tony, real quick, who would win, a Cougar or a Ragin' Cajun?
That's I like that. It's almost like going to the horse track and you see a name you like, and who would a rage? Well, I'd bet on the Cajun. Every Ragin' Cajun I ever met was I couldn't understand what they're saying, and they were pretty. They were pretty tough characters. There you go. Cougars stood no chance.
They usually are. Yeah. All right, I like it, Tony. We got what, Jimmy? Houston, Lafayette. Anything here, buddy?
Yeah, so we missed the best of the number, but I definitely like Houston. Louisiana just isn't going to have an answer for this Houston offense, and not many teams have. Houston ranks 14th in points per game, 37.2. They put up 463 yards per contest. Louisiana's got a decent defense on paper, but we've seen them give up some pretty big numbers. 49 to Florida State, 39 to Southern Miss. And quarterback Clayton Tune has numbers that are right up there with some of the best quarterbacks in the country. I'm not sure that people are taking notice like they should. And as far as I know, wide receiver Tank Dell is going to play. He declared for the NFL draft, but he says he's going to play in this game. He's a big threat at the wide receiver position. Houston defense is not good, but the Ragin' Cajuns, they're just not going to be able to keep up in the scoring column. So I'll be taking Houston in this game minus the points.
Okay, and Brian, coming to you lastly here, Louisiana, a team They lost Billy Napier, but even maybe more importantly from last year's team, they lost their quarterback, Levi Lewis. I thought that guy was really good, the lefty, really athletic. They really haven't been on my radar too much in the Sun Belt. Houston, taking some money here, market liking them. Is any of that your money?
Louisiana lost a lot from last year, Drew. I think they lost like 4 starting offensive linemen too. I believe their entire starting linebacking crew as well. So not a huge surprise that they fell off. Now they fell off quite severely. 13-1 last year, 6-6 this year. Tony talked about Houston and his disappointment with them. I only played them once this year. It was a miracle cover on a weeknight. I can't remember if it was a Thursday or Friday. It was the game against Memphis when they recovered an onside kick. They scored twice in the final 2 minutes. I was cursing Holgerson the whole time, saying, why did I bet this guy that I went to bed happy? But the bottom line is Dana Holgerson, we need to point this out, guys. He does not do well in bowls. 2-7 against the number, 3-6 straight up all time. 4 of the last 5, he's lost by 2 touchdowns. And as a favorite in a bowl, he's lost outright 3 times, twice by double digits, and the 2 wins by a combined 5 points. So I have some apprehension about preparation on the Houston side. They do have the edge at quarterback, like Jimmy said, a big edge, because Louisiana's going to the backup at this point. But Houston, not a good finish to the regular season, 1-4 against the number. They just have 3 wins all year by more than 7 points. This was a very disappointing team. I think Louisiana is, and they had a lot of close losses. So I sense this being a close game, and I would take the points as well.
He's Bryan Power. First bowl winner, just $9, 164, 136, all sports run. Check him out, wagertalk.com. 18-3, last 21 in the UFC as well. So if you're looking for little UFC picks, he's Bryan Power. Check him out. We got Wake Forest, Missouri up next, 6:30 Eastern, Friday, December 23rd. Gasparilla Bowl. Jimmy, coming to you next. Raymond James Stadium, Tampa, Florida. Demon Deacons versus the Missouri Tigers. ACC, SEC. Competitively priced game here. -1. That's Wake as the favorite. 60.5 being the total. You like it anything Missouri and Wake Forest, Jimmy?
So Wake Forest did not play well down the stretch at all, losing 4 of their past 5 games. The Demon Deacons can obviously score when they're on their A game, but like I mentioned, it's been a long time since we've seen that. Just nothing worth betting down the stretch at all. Nothing that says they're a bet on team. The defense is just unbackable right now. We've seen Sam Hartman really regress down the stretch. His interceptions have gone up. And Missouri, look, they're looking to keep rolling after finishing the season with 2 straight wins, including a impressive win over Arkansas. Brady Cook's a decent dual threat quarterback, and he's faced some of the best defenses in the nation. We got to point out that he plays in the SEC, so he went through that SEC schedule the entire season. Remember, this is a team that lost by just 4 points to Georgia. They kept a lot of games close despite finishing with a record of 6-6. Their record could actually been a lot better. And so given the way Wake Forest has played down the stretch, we're getting Missouri at a dog price, and I'll be all over that.
All right, Jimmy all over the dog, guys. Check Jimmy Adams out, wagertalk.com. 70% NFL run here. Also a 5% run, 70%. 7-3 last 10 in college basketball, hitting 60%. NFL regular season, he's 67%. So seeing it well in the NFL, obviously knows his college football there. Jimmy Adams, wagertalk.com. Bryan, coming to you next. Wake Forest, Missouri, SEC, ACC in Tampa. You liking anything here?
Look, I don't know how you guys felt about the ACC this year. I felt like every team was overrated vastly, and Wake was certainly among them. When they were in the top 25, I was just like, what are we doing here? This is not one of the 25 best teams in America. So coming into this game, I thought I'd be taking Missouri. Jimmy mentioned the win they had over Arkansas. I was on Missouri. I think everybody on the site was on Missouri that day. I was feeling pretty good after that outright win. Then I looked on Twitter, and everyone's like, winner on Missouri. I was like, okay, so I guess we all saw that one the same way. I was kind of hoping for more points here, though. As Jimmy pointed out, Wake can score. Missouri, I agree with what Jimmy said, that the fact that they only average 18 points per game outside of Columbia, big asterisk there due to the SEC defenses that they had to face. Wake does not have a good defense, nor did they finish well, as Jimmy mentioned. The 1-4 straight up against the spread finish. Only win against Syracuse somewhere my friend Adam Trigger yelling at that hoodie that Kelly made him buy that he thought was bad luck. And if we're looking for motivation, Missouri has not won a bowl since 2014. I would say stay tuned on this one. I have not taken an official position. I'm probably leaning the Tigers, as you can tell, but have not pushed bet yet on them. Waiting to see kind of a few things here. We've got some time.
Tony Finn, coming to you next, man. A lot of good points here towards Missouri, excuse me. But however, we're seeing Wake Forest minus 1 point favorite, man. What would make you not go on Missouri here?
Probably I don't know, a party, a tequila party. And they said you got a choice: tequila party or bet on Missouri. I'd go to the tequila party anyway. Doesn't matter. Even if I wanted to bet on Missouri, I'd go drink a couple glasses of tequila before I'd be on this bowl game. Clausen, I think he's been there since 2014, 7 years, 7 bowl games in that period of time, and it's been a hit and miss. A win over Temple in the Military Bowl, Belk Bowl, a win over Texas A&M, Birmingham Bowl, a win over Memphis. Right, Pinstripe Bowl lost Michigan State, Mayo Bowl lost to Wisconsin. Gator Bowl, a win over Rutgers. There was almost a pattern there until Rutgers showed up. But Missouri played really well at the end of the season. Granted, again, mentioned in this program, they're not great. They're not really, really good at anything. But they're certainly a lot better than they've been over the last 2 years defensively. And that's good enough for me against the Wake Forest team that I believe was also, as Brian said, overrated. So Wake played poorly at the end of the year. I thought Missouri played better at the end of the year. I think they went 6-6 after starting the season. 2-4, something in that neighborhood. And in this game, I would definitely be, if I was in this room, on the Missouri Tigers.
Tony Finn, WagerTalk.com, 13-5 run NBA top of the ticket positions, 10-3 NBA sides and money line run, 8-0 NFL top of the ticket totals run. So he's seeing it well here in the NFL, in the NBA, and you hear him talking college football as well, guys. So going around the horn here, best bets, final thoughts for the show, what you got going on over the next week, guys. Hopefully enjoying Christmas, the holidays. Jimmy Adams, see him there in your top right. Man, this guy's all over the world. He's cashing tickets. Jimmy, what you got going on, man? And what do you got for best bets?
Yeah, so a nice winner last night in the NFL. That puts us on a 19-8 NFL run. The entire season's just been tremendous. I'll be finalizing the card shortly for that. We're 60% in college basketball, and I have a play up for that. There are 3 free plays on my page if you want to go check those out as well, and they're all client plays. So for the best bet, I'm looking to South Alabama. Look, I mentioned Jags team having their best season since joining FBS. They're 10-2, but those losses, the 1-point loss to UCLA and the loss to Troy, they're a fantastic running team. They are really good on the defensive side of the ball. They're going to be able to control the clock, and they're going to wear down Western Kentucky. So give me South Alabama minus the points for the best bet.
Well, USA action there on the Jaguars. Jimmy Adams got a free play up here. Jacksonville Jaguars, Dallas Cowboys. Hey, go read the detailed written analysis at Jimmy Adams' experts page on WagerTalk.com. 19-8 NFL run. We got Bryan Power here, guys. His first bowl winner, just $9. And check it out, guys. 6-2 in the NFL last Sunday. So he's starting to heat up in the NFL. 63% year-to-date with college football totals. And again, guys, if you're looking for UFC winners, go check out Bryan Power. Insane. 18-3 last 21 in the UFC. Brian, what do you got going on this weekend at Wager Talk? And do you got a best bet for the show?
Yeah, that $9 play just went off here as we were on the air, but I've still got 2 bowl winners loaded for tomorrow. Have 4 football plays loaded for tomorrow. In fact, Drew, you can get them all for just $29. That's 2 in the NFL, 2 bowl winners. Have the whole Sunday NFL card up as of this morning. That includes a 5% play. Looking forward to that. Felt really good when was writing that one up and entered it. So looking forward to another big Sunday in the NFL. We'll have a UFC winner tomorrow as well. Going to get on that as soon as we're done here. And as far as the best bet goes, Let's go back to Louisiana. I expect to see the usual disheveled Dana Holgerson standing on the sideline looking for answers. He just does not get it done in bowl games, like I mentioned. 2-7 against the spread, 3-6 all time in bowls, and he has been an outright loser 3 of the 5 times he's been favored twice by double digits. And his 2 wins, very close games, 1 and 4 points. So take the points with the Ragin' Cajuns. A missed opportunity, not spelling it Rajun Cajuns, but that's a different story for a different time, I think.
I like that, Brian. Guys, we got these 4 bowl games. I actually didn't bet any of them yet, so I don't want to give out my best bet on that. I'm going to head to the NFL. We get the Miami Dolphins. I'm a lifelong fan. Something I can tell you about them. Traveling up this weekend to the cold weather in Buffalo. They don't perform well. Add on the fact Tua, look at his past. He played high school football in Hawaii. He played college football in Alabama against a Southeastern Conference schedule. And now he's having to go up cold weather. Looks like 10 to 20 mile an hour winds, 30 degrees against that Buffalo number 2 ranked scoring defense. I don't think it's going to bode well for my Miami Dolphins. Lay the 7 with the Buffalo Bills. That will be my best bet for the show. Heading over to Tony Finn here, guys. Check him out. Tijuana Tony by some 13-5 NBA top of the ticket positions, 8-0 NFL top of the ticket totals run. Tony, what do you got for best bets? Final thoughts for the show?
Final thoughts for the show. I've got almost everything I've gotten up for the weekend. Save some college basketball for tomorrow and Sunday, if I have any on Sunday at all, if there's some games on Sunday. And I have not looked at the NBA for Sunday either, but almost everything else I have lined up and ready to go, including NFL, college bowls, NBA, again, and college basketball for the night. And we'll look at tomorrow. There's a nice card. So visit me. Everything is, listen, I've got a coupon out there. You can when you're checking out with my 3-day all access, rather than $69, it will be $39. So you can get the whole weekend for $39. And I have an abundance of plays up there that I still have a lot of work to do on some of the write-ups. So visit my page at Wager Talk, Tony Finn. The free pick, the big play, the one that's going to bring dead presidents to everybody listening, is the SMU BYU over the total. Now, there's a lot of question marks in this game, and I'm not going to go into this too deeply, because I know everybody's ready to get on with the weekend. And this game, I've asked 10 people I really respect, and most of them have, just kind of did a double take with me and said, I'm not getting anywhere near that game because of the question marks. This total opened to right around 74, Drew, 73, right in that area. It's now down to 64. Now, granted, there's some players that have opted out. There's some players there's a question mark by. But this there's some, if you're going to discount the offense because of an injured maybe Jalen Hall, let's just use that as an example. There's some defensive issues as well in this game that would discount a defense that would result in more points regardless of who's playing in this game. I like a high-scoring game. I really do. And I think a 10-point move in a total, regardless of who's going down, save Joe Namath or and Mahomes and Tom Brady, is something to look at and something to take advantage of over the 64 in SMU BYU Saturday.
He's Tony Finn. Check him out, wagertalk.com. BYU, SMU over 64. And checking the weather there, guys. Doesn't look too bad. 5 mile an hour wind projected, 41 degrees. That was one thing I was waiting to see in the New Mexico Bowl there, Tony. So like it. BYU, SMU over 64. Bryan Power, Louisiana, the Ragin' Cajuns plus the touchdown. Jimmy Adams, USA. That's South Alabama -4.5. He's missing the United States of America. And we got Buffalo Bills -7 for me. That was just a joke about Jimmy, by the way. I'm on the Bills -7 against my Dolphins. For Jimmy Adams, Tony Finn, Bryan Power, I am Drew Martin. Guys, thanks for tuning in. Please smash that like button. Please comment below. Let us know what you're betting this weekend and cash those tickets. Enjoy the weekend.
Let's finish off 2022 with a bang. First, we'd like to thank everyone as a record number of you took advantage of our Thanksgiving 7-day special. We hope you enjoyed the convenience of getting your favorite handicappers plays daily during the hectic holiday weekend. And we also know that December can be a frenzied month with the holidays and all the sports in play. In the spirit of the season and due to the success of the Thanksgiving special, we are now offering a rest of the calendar year special to get every NFL, college bowl game, NBA, NHL, or any other sport your favorite handicapper releases through December 31st for only $1.99. The early bird really does catch the worm for this special as it starts the day you sign up. No coupon is needed and you pay only $1.99 today or pay $1.99 in a few days. The choice is simple. Let's have a great ending to 2022.